Thanks, Chris, for the introduction before you get out of the way. So I'm Scott Murphy, and I am running for Congress.
Yay! You're going to win!
There you go. Like that. All right. And I'm doing that because we need to save and create good jobs and revitalize our economy here in upstate New York. And I am uniquely qualified for that task. For the last 15 years, I've been starting small businesses and building them up as an entrepreneur and as an investor working with small businesses, lots of different small businesses across a whole host of industries all over New York. And the companies I've worked with have created over 1,000 jobs. And I've built the skills working on how to solve problems, not with democratic solutions or Republican solutions, but with common sense solutions, the kind you use in business, and the kind we all use in our families, to figure out how to move things forward and get things done. And specifically, I've been working on creating jobs. And that's the biggest thing that we've got in front of us, and that's what we need to work on. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. Some of you know me, but others that don't. I was born in Columbia, Missouri. My father was a postman for 39 years. My mother was an elementary school teacher. And I am expert at grading, single-digit addition and subtraction problems. Those came home every night, and that was part of my evening exercises for many, many years. But, the numbers in Washington are getting a lot bigger. And the same skills apply, but we've got a lot more digits. And I think that we need to know those are serious issues, and people need to be serious as they approach them. 18, 19 years old, was laying on the floor Sunday afternoon, and I had pain in my chest. Didn't know why. We ran off to the convenience clinic. The doctor's offices weren't open, but my parents said, let's go, we'll figure it out. We got down there, they took an x-ray, was sitting in a chair, and the doctor was talking on a phone on the wall next to me, and I'll never forget. He said, no, you can't see him tomorrow. I need you to meet him in the emergency room in 15 minutes. I was pretty scared. It turned out that I had a collapsed lung, which is scary and it hurts, but is not the end of the world if one collapses. If two collapse, very, very bad. So they rushed me to the hospital and operated on me, and 4 or 5 days in the hospital, I was fine. But the lesson from that, and the important thing was, my family didn't worry about doing it. They just took care of me because we knew that it would work out okay. We didn't worry that we were going to get a $50,000 bill from the hospital 3 weeks later and have to sell our house. 47 million Americans aren't in that position today, and that's a problem, and we've got to do better, and we can do better.
Yes.
So I've been traveling around Columbia County today. We started the day down in Hudson. People were talking about the Kaz factory and about the furniture factories that have gone out and all the jobs that have been lost there. I mean, how many people in this room know somebody that's lost a job or is worried about losing their job or is underemployed right now and not working as much as they would like? It's everybody around here, everybody all across this district realizes that we've got serious economic times. We didn't get in this overnight. We've had some policies, I would say for the last 8 years at least, that have been heading us in this direction, from a government surplus to a huge deficit. We've got a lot of economic problems that we're facing right now, and we need leadership to help get us out of this. That's why I've come out and said I'm in favor of the Economic Recovery Act that President Obama signed last week to start the process of moving us forward. The estimates are that will save or create 76,000 jobs in upstate New York. And that's one of the reasons I'm in favor of it. My opponent, he's not in favor of it. I've been creating jobs all of my life. As an adult, that is all I've done. My opponent, he doesn't really work on jobs. That's not what he does. I think we need the Economic Recovery Act to put people to work, to provide the biggest middle-class tax cut in history. This Economic Recovery Act does that. Money in every working person's pocket through payroll tax reductions. And to help our state and local government bridge the gap on their budgets without raising our property taxes. That's why I'm in favor of it. Is it scary to spend $800 billion when we've got the deficits that George Bush left us? Absolutely. And I'm a fiscal conservative. I'm a business person. We have to pay our bills. Small businesses don't have printing presses. It doesn't work that way. You got to find the money from customers, and you got to pay your bills. So I'm cautious, but I also think it's time to take action. We all saw how many hands went up in this room. We know things need to be done. And that's why I've come out in favor of it, and that's what leaders have to do, is take hard decisions and tell people what they will do. My opponent, for the last 10, 12 days, has been refusing to answer the question. He won't say whether he's opposed to the plan or in favor of it. He won't say at all. First he said, well, I haven't had time to read it. Okay. Then a few days later he said, well, if I answer that question, you'll probably ask me some other question about how I would vote on something else. When will it end? Well, I'll tell him it'll end in April, when he's going back to his old job and I'm going to Washington. Now, lately, he's taken to saying it's a hypothetical question. Should we vote in favor of the Economic Recovery Act or not? I will tell you this, I think that's insulting to everyone in this room and everyone in this district, because it's not a hypothetical question, what's going on with our economy. It's a real question. People are really losing their jobs at plants that are shutting down, and people are getting laid off at companies that are pulling back, and people are worried about their health care and their health insurance. They're worried about paying their mortgages. Real people are facing real problems, and I think that leaders need to step up and tell them what they're going to do. And I will keep asking him until he makes a decision, because somebody has to tell us what's going to happen if they elect us. And I am planning and very comfortable telling you what I will do. I will support President Obama. I will work with Senator Gillibrand and try to implement some economic policies that will move us forward, and use my skills from creating jobs with small businesses to help our small businesses create jobs. Those are the companies that drive our economies in our small towns all across this district, and that's what I want to work on doing if you send me to Washington.